What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Chosen Podcast. I'm Wes with the Chosen Ones, home of student athlete empowerment. I got another dope female athlete. Everybody's dope on the show, but I think this is a special episode because we're trying to make that push for Macy Brown to get this Miss Basketball award. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you
I'm
for having
good.
me on.
Yeah, of course, of course. Um, I like I said off wax. You're our first repeat person. So it's your second time on the show. So glad to have you. Let's jump right into it. You're having a great season, especially individually. I believe your numbers are 24 points per game, 8 rebounds, about 3.5 assists, 2 steals. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
All right, cool. I did my research, so um,
Sweet.
yeah. So definitely a special year for you. Not just scoring, but doing everything else on the court like a great player should. Um, got a team record of 13-6. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, pretty good record. So talk about the team this year, and what has been some bright spots for you.
Yeah, for sure. So we're a very young team. We have three seniors, two juniors, and then the rest are sophomores. Um, so it's definitely like a learning curve, but everyone works super hard, and that's definitely like the bright spot of our team is no one gives up, and like we all just like stay the course. And one thing that's very unique about us too is that our team chemistry is like unlike I've had with any other team. And so we all just get along
Yeah,
and play for each other. So it's been a lot of fun.
super dope. That's what's up. So I saw you guys a few times last year. So injuries happen, things change. I know you guys were probably expecting to do some great stuff, and things just kind of turned for the worse a little bit. So how did that year last year prepare you guys for this season?
Yeah, that's a good question. So last year we lost like Jillian, obviously, and then
Yep,
Allie Carlson was supposed to come back, but then she
yep.
ended up tearing her ACL. So that
Hmm.
kind of put me in like a spot where I'm used to playing with like two other like Division I athletes. So
Yep.
and like kind of relying on them. Like I relied a lot on them the past 2 years. And so
Hmm.
not having that opportunity, it definitely shaped me into more of like a leader and put me into that leadership role, which
Yep.
in the beginning, like I thought it was like the worst thing ever not being able to play with them. But it just showed me how to like step up my game and also like everyone else like around me and just like play together and just play as a team and stuff like that. So
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. It'll definitely help you in the long run, I think. But yeah, just having those dogs with you in the fight, in the moment, you think that's was best. I mean, it probably would have been was best for you, but for you individually, um,
yeah,
I think that it'll help you in the long run. So, my senior year, so I played with two guys that I grew up playing with, Ty Tanis and Brian Snyder, both dope players, and then they graduated in my senior year. So it took me some time to adjust,
yeah.
and it was way harder than I thought. So yeah,
Mhm.
so I definitely understand. So recently, you guys dropped a couple tough ones to good teams. What have you guys learned over the past couple of games?
Yeah, like with our conference being so good and having like Byron Center, Lowell, and like Grand Rapids Christian,
Yeah,
definitely staying together through the times of adversity because nothing goes as planned and nothing happens as planned. And just like
hmm,
staying together and also like taking from those losses, like all the lessons and putting it into our postseason run is something that we've really emphasized. Like at this point, we don't have the opportunity to win conference anymore. So
yeah,
finishing out strong still is very important. And just like taking like those losses and putting it into like the postseason run, especially because
yep,
we'll play Byron Center. I believe it's the second round of districts and we lost them the first time, but we played them again on Tuesday. But definitely having that like again and just like being ready because our coach he puts great scouts together and just
hmm,
like knowing that like our teammates, like that we can rely on each other, and just like having trust is something that is very important for us. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So when I, at least the last, I don't know, 5, 6 years, when I think about great girls programs, I obviously think about you guys. I think about East Kentwood, Byron Center, Hudsonville. And the girls that I talked to, they talked about the team chemistry. You talked about the team chemistry this year. I guess what goes into that, like day to day, to build that team chemistry and ultimately the program that you guys have had over the past couple of years.
yeah, that's a good question. So personally, like all of us, like on like this is our first time like really playing together, and so like
Hmm.
I've played with maybe like I played with three of the returners. So just like putting, like I feel like all the different personalities on the team is like what makes it so special. And like the parents on the team, like they're all great and we all just enjoy being around each other. And I feel like personally
Yeah.
it's just the people who you surround yourself with. And like
Hmm.
who you surround yourself with is what is important in the long run. And like that's how we'll all play well together and we'll all just have that chemistry that not many teams like can have. So
For sure. For sure. That goes a long way. Teams that genuinely like each other. Like I've been on teams where we love each other. I've been on teams where we didn't really like each other. Have you
yeah.
been on teams before that, maybe you guys didn't really get along as well? Don't You don't have to
Not
say
really.
like what the team was, but okay.
No, I
Yeah,
haven't. But
that's
like I've
good.
heard from other people that have
Yeah,
had that experience. So I'm fortunate enough
for sure.
not have had that. But yeah.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, like EGR, seeing y'all from afar and how great you guys have been, since really you and your sisters have been in the program, and then seeing from afar NBA and the culture that you guys have there, it just seems like you've been in a lot of healthy spaces, which is dope. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So let's get into you individually. So, like you said, your senior year is almost over. What has been for you? What has been the biggest difference between your junior year and your senior year for you individually?
I feel like the biggest difference, especially like just becoming, I guess, like in that leadership role junior year, I feel like transferring that from junior year to senior year was like the biggest thing in being able to like take over and just like, yeah, I guess just being able to take over and being like put in that leadership role. There's a lot that comes with it, but it's also like
Yeah,
fun at the same time. So I feel like
for
that's been the
sure.
biggest difference. And also like mentally, just like I feel like I'm mentally stronger this year. And last year I was like,
Hmm.
I mean, I still am emotional, but like dealing with like the student section stuff, I feel like it's much better this year. And just like stuff like
Okay.
that. So just
Yeah.
like
Oh
kind
yeah, I
of
remember
brushing
talking to
stuff
you about that
off.
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's what's up. I remember talking to you about that last year, the student section stuff, the overrated stuff, and yeah, yeah, that's it comes with the territory of being like that. So it really is respect. It's respect.
Yeah, it is. And that's how you
Yeah,
know, like, that you're doing something. So,
right, right. I saw you're. I think you and your sisters, your family are LeBron fans, right?
wait, what was that? Sorry.
You and your sisters are LeBron James fans. Is that right?
Yes, yes, we are.
Yeah. I remember him saying a couple years ago that haters aren't haters; they're just fans in denial. So I'm like, dang,
Yeah,
that's
that's
real.
that's a
You
good
know what I
point.
mean?
That's a good point.
Yeah. So when these student sectors are coming at you, it's like they really like you, they like your game, but they're in denial about it, and they just can't admit it. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, yeah. um. So you mentioned leadership. So this year you've improved on your leadership style. Talk about like what that's like for you. What's your leadership style?
I'd say just like being very like encouraging and just knowing, especially because we have a young team, not to like get mad or anything. Because I mean, they have their times where they could get mad at me and stuff like that. But just
Yeah.
like more a hands-on approach to where it's like taking like what they did and just like helping them and just like tweaking it a little bit and just like learning from like the mistakes that were made, whether it's like a defensive like transitioned where it's like, well, we did this last time, so in order for them to not score or to like get a stop, we have to do this, and just like stuff like that.
Right.
So just like being
No doubt.
encouraging, but also like getting the point across is the main thing. So
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So, follow up question to that. Talk about Macy Brown in practice. So, how are you interacting with your teammates? How are you just in general? How would your teammates describe you?
um I definitely say like, I mean, I'm definitely like goofy at times, like for sure. But
Yeah.
I feel like our entire team, like, we have a lot of fun, but when it's like in practice, we're all like very serious because like we
Yeah.
know what we want, like as our outcome. We want to win districts. We want to make it to the state tournament. So I feel like we like our practices do have a lot of energy, whether we're doing like
Yeah.
skills or going over our scout, but definitely like locked in and focused on the task at hand. I would say is the main
Yeah.
thing.
For
So
sure. No doubt. What about games? How do you prepare your team for games typically?
yeah, definitely our coaches. We have the best coaching staff in the state, I believe, and
Yeah.
the scouts that they prepare are amazing, and just like the film, and like we can go back on huddle and like look at all like the tab spots on our film and just like see like if we want to watch ourselves too, and just like being able to like have like people that can like we run over like all their plays and like all the stuff like that, and just like I also feel like in the basketball community in Grand Rapids, everyone knows everyone. So it's like
Yeah, for
like
sure.
the good players and their game. And that's also like NBA, like we all know each other and it's like we're on the same conference too. So it's like
Yeah.
nice having that, but it's also like that's how we like prepare is because like we have our scouts that our coaches have, and we also like, I don't know, we're just like very focused and locked in on what we
Hmm.
want to get done and the outcome. So,
Man.
yeah.
Yeah. You ain't lying. Everybody knows everybody when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to the basketball world. So small, you know. Yeah, me, I graduated in like '08, so showing my age. But yeah, like everybody that I played against or played with, every time I walk in the gym, I see at least one person. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That I've competed against or something like that. So yeah, yeah. But I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Absolutely love
exactly.
it.
It's so
The
cool.
relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So we talked about your averages, averaging 24 a game, 8 rebounds, dang near a double double. The 2 steals per game is crazy too. Um, Leading your team to a 13-6 record. Talk about just like the work that you put in. Um, it doesn't even have to be the work that you put in like last spring and summer to get you ready for this season. What about the work that you're doing now, like outside of practice? Because I'm like hitting you up, in your DMs, and he's like, "Oh, I got to work out tonight," and I ain't mad because I know you're putting in work. So yeah, I guess
Yeah.
talk about that.
So our coaches like they give us a lot of opportunities to like work out and stuff after practice and before. Like they're always
Yeah.
willing to rebound for me, and just like especially Coach Troy, he always like rebounds for me after practice, and then Coach Mellon will always be willing to put me through a workout. So I'll work out with him, and
Hmm.
then Jordan Myrick, he's my trainer, so he's been amazing and he's helped me
Jordan.
like a tremendous amount. Like I cannot thank him enough.
Yeah.
So we'll go a couple times a week just after practice, like when like it's all done. So we'll go for like an hour,
Hmm.
and it just helps like getting those like game reps like before like big games and stuff like that. And then once a
Yeah.
week I have shooting with Andy Secor for make shots, so he definitely
Yep.
helps me get
Yep.
my shot right. And so just like
Hmm.
all that, this definitely helped me a
Man,
lot. And I have great people that have helped me get here. So
for sure, for sure. It looks like the hard work is definitely paying off. I talked to Simon Newhouse yesterday about this, and in season training, that's something that I didn't really take too seriously because I thought, oh, I'm just going to be too tired. I want to have my legs and stuff like that. But I think it comes to a point where your body gets used to that.
Yeah.
Would you say that's true?
Yeah, I'd say like the first couple games, I was like, dang, like I can't tell if I'm like out of shape or it's just like you're not used to like playing in like 2 games a week. And it's different because it's like
Yeah.
you play like maybe 3 games a day, but it's just like the pace and what you're
Hmm.
used to. Like as the season goes
Right.
on, you're just like used to it. And that's why like in season training can't help so much. It's because like, I
Yeah.
don't know, it's just like the same pace and it just helps like get you game reps. Even the day before the games, like we don't do like a ton because we're like scouting for the other team. Just like being able to go
Hmm.
like get a workout in, get your blood flowing. So definitely helps.
For sure. No doubt. No doubt. That's what's up. So the Miss Basketball Award. If I had a vote, obviously I would vote for you.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah. So was this something on your radar or on your mind or a goal of yours before the season started?
Yeah. So I mean, it's always
Yeah.
like been a goal of mine, like watching Jillian. Like she was on the ballot, and I think she got third. And then like seeing Abby and Theron last year, it's just like so cool, and it's like I feel like I've put in that work to where like I deserve to like be on the ballot, and like obviously like whatever happens happens. Like I'll be thankful for anything that happens, but it's
Yeah.
definitely been something that's on my radar. But I try not to think about it, just because you don't want to. I don't know. You don't want it to like get in your head and like, well, I have to average this amount
Right.
of points and I have to win like this and like that. And it's just about like going and just like winning the next game. That's what it's about to me. And so
For sure.
obviously like
Yeah.
it would be amazing if it did happen, but definitely
Yeah.
winning districts is and like regionals and stuff like that. So yeah.
Oh yeah. That's definitely more special. Trying to get a championship with the squad. I think you're handling it the right way and playing the game the right way. Um, so if you do win that, talk about what it would mean to you and your family to bring that trophy home.
It would be like I think it'd be the most surreal thing that's like ever happened. It's just like
Yeah.
crazy to even think about just because like Jillian, I thought like I personally thought she deserved it and like just seeing her like go through that and like experience it, it was just so amazing. I mean, even though she didn't win, she just like
Hmm.
had so much fun like doing everything for it. And just like
Yeah.
personally, I feel like the West Side like doesn't get enough credit, and just like seeing what my mom has
No.
done for everyone here, it's just like I feel like the award, like obviously it would be for me, but it'd also be for her and all those girls on the West Side that were on the ballot but like didn't win it. So I feel like it'd definitely be like not just for me, but for everyone here and just stuff like that. So
That's that's real talk. Like everything you said, is straight facts. And shout out to your mom and what she's done and getting all the opportunities for the girls that have played in the program and but yeah, if you do win this award, it's for
mm,
Jill, it's for Abby, Theron, you know what I mean,
yeah,
that have carried the torch. Now you're carrying the torch.
yeah.
So yeah, it's super dope, super dope. So my last question for you: when it's all said and done, possible Miss Basketball Award, first team All States, district championships and stuff like that. Ultimately, what do you want to be remembered for at EGR?
I would just say like my leadership and just like being a good person because I feel like when like I don't know, I feel like when you're given so many like opportunities like this, you can just kind of wipe away like all the I don't know. I feel like you can just take everything for granted and just like not treat
Yeah.
like in some people in situations they think like they're above like everyone and stuff like that. But I feel like just like being a good
Hmm.
person and just like a leader and a good teammate is what I want to be remembered for and just like being like the best player in East Grand Rapids history and just like showing my hard work and like my dedication and stuff like that.
No
So
doubt, no doubt. And I think you've done that. Um, yeah, special player. I've always enjoyed watching you. Um, I think I always tell. So you met Josh in the first
yeah,
interview. Um, I always text him like your stats, and he's like, "Dang man, yeah." We're like, "Oh yeah, she's going to the league, all that, all that." We just think so highly of you,
thank
and
you.
you and your sisters. So I'm having another daughter in April, so
Congratulations.
I'm just like, yeah. So I gotta pick your mom's brain with the blueprint. So
Yep.
that's just how much we admire you guys. So yeah,
Thank
just giving
you.
you your
I
flowers, no
appreciate
doubt.
that. And congrats.
Yeah,
That's really cool. That's really cool.
thank you. It'll be two girls. It's
Oh
crazy.
my god.
So
Girl dad.
yeah, girl dad
Mm-hmm.
for sure. So gotta ask your dad too how he does it being outnumbered severely.
Yep,
So
perfect. He'll give you lots of
yeah,
stuff to talk
yeah,
about.
that's what's up. Cool. Look at that. 21 minutes to go was 20. So we were close. But I know you got practice, so I'll let you get out of here. I appreciate you being on the
Yeah,
show.
thank you so much for having me.
Thanks. That's another episode of the Chosen Podcast. Appreciate you guys. Until next time. Peace.